This ain't the first time Syko Stu done something like this backstage. Motherfucker be drinking all the goddamn time. AJ Mana told me everything.
Every fucking show for 6 years. And tell me if I'm lying, because I did it with you.
Still hasn't been arrested.
He belongs in jail.
Assault.
I firmly 1000% believe he belongs in jail.
You doing okay though? Everything good? You feeling okay? Alright, I'm finna go live here in a second. But you don't look like you're doing okay.
You! So why you gonna tell me that my fucked up grandson?
That's your grandson.
That's your son.
Say it, don't spread.
Okay then. That's your son, and that's what you responsibility.
He grown!
But you still.
Okay. Listen.
You still his.
Thank
his daddy.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna go some shit and let all the blame come on you then.
Ain't no blame gonna come on me.
Well, why the blame coming on me?
Cause the folks stupid. You were there. You ain't got nothing to do with that.
Let me up and then I'm say don't blame me. Blame my dad.
No, I'm gonna tell him.
That's your logic.
I'm gonna tell him.
That's your logic.
I'm gonna tell him.
That's your logic. That's why I'm getting a disguise, cause your ass grandson fucking stupid.
You ain't gotta do all that.
Nigga live on.
Rampage Jackson shocked the MMA world with his latest comments. While admitting his son was in the wrong, Rampage insisted that Syko Stu and the promotion share equal blame. He also pushed back at critics, saying he shouldn't be hated for his son's mistakes.
Stuff like that, and people keep twisting my words. But my main thing is I couldn't understand why people actually think that my son snuck into the ring. It wasn't part of the show.
Before we get to Rampage's comments, Logan Paul and Mike Majlak weighed in on the Roger Jackson and Syko Stu incident. Majlak didn't hold back, calling the footage one of the nastiest things he's ever seen. He also gave a key update. Syko Stu is awake, recovering, and in stable condition. But Roger Jackson? Still not arrested. Logan Paul then jumped in with a blunt take of his own, saying Roger belongs in jail. No hesitation, no doubt.
Talk about the Raja Jackson situation, Rampage Jackson's son.
Yeah.
One of the nastiest videos that I've ever seen.
What's the update for the guy? Is he okay?
Syko Stu is recovering. He's awake. I think he's doing better.
He's in stable condition.
In stable condition.
That's great.
Raja still hasn't been arrested.
He belongs in jail.
Assault.
I firmly 1000% believe he belongs in jail.
Mike Majlak says jail time for Roger Jackson is almost certain. He called it one of the worst videos he's ever seen, stressing that getting hit with a can never justifies beating someone unconscious an hour later. If Roger had simply knocked him out and walked away, maybe it's different. But continuing the assault makes it inexcusable. Majlak adds, if the state doesn't prosecute, it's a complete failure of the system.
I think they should. It was one of the worst things that I've seen on the internet. You've got this guy. It looks like he was asked into this wrestling sphere. He gets hit in the head with a can. You can't just pummel someone unconscious and then not stop. This was an hour after the fact. Even if he got in the ring and knocked the dude out and the dude was unconscious and they walked away, different story. There's no way to excuse that. If the state doesn't prosecute that, that's a malfunction.
On the other hand, Rampage Jackson brushed off criticism over Raja Jackson, dismissing it as old drama. He claimed only longtime haters are upset, insisted he's done nothing wrong, and stood firmly by his actions.
About that old only people mad at me are the people that didn't like me in the first place. Yeah. Because the way I look. And only people with common sense know that I ain't did wrong. I ain't do a goddamn.
However, Rampage Jackson expressed frustration with Syko Stu, blaming him for not taking responsibility after the incident with Raja Jackson. He argued that none of it would have happened if Stu hadn't struck Raja with a can, and further criticized the promotion for failing to properly prepare and coordinate the scripted segment.
I don't want me to say it, but I think we all know who we should.
Tell me.
Syko Stu, we should get him.
Yeah, absolutely. If you return your call though.
Yeah.
You did reach out.
I did reach out.
You did reach out. So yeah, more than happy to, man. So, please reach back out. We're more than happy to help you.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Devon Dudley weighed in on the Roger Jackson incident, calling it a situation that went horribly wrong. He highlighted the 20 unanswered blows while the victim was defenseless, describing it as both cruel and sad. Dudley made it clear he did not approve of the actions, stressing that Rampage Jackson's son was in the wrong and that the situation could have been handled far better.
I wanted Syko Stu to tell his part that my son did not sneak up on him, and I never heard him say that, so now I'm upset. Now I'm upset. Now I'm upset with Syko Stu because he didn't come out and say, oh, whoa, yeah, what Roger did was, but he didn't sneak in the ring and do this. It was staged. That's all he had to say to get some of these racist ass out of my DMs. Hey, he's seeing all how blew up and stuff like that. He should at least said something.
Okay.
Take some accountability. Like, honestly, everybody was wrong. Roger was the most wrong. Everybody was wrong, but none of this ever would have happened if Syko Stu never hit my son on the back of the head with a can that they was drinking beer out of, and then grabbed him by the neck, asked him to sell it. If that never happened, none of this never happened. And the promoters was wrong for putting an outsider inside of a pro wrestling match. Everybody's wrong. It's the dumbest thing I ever seen.
Devon Dudley prayed for Syko Stu's recovery, said Roger went too far, and called the incident unfortunate, warning Rampage's son may face lawsuits.
Things go wrong. 20 unanswered blows. The guy could not defend himself. It's cruel. It's sad, but that was the unfortunate part. So again, I didn't like it, didn't approve. I would not have approved of this. And I've got to say that Rampage's son was definitely in the wrong. I love Rampage, he's a friend of mine, but his son was wrong on this aspect. There could have been a better way of handling this.
Devon Dudley stressed that pro wrestling is scripted and should never be taken too seriously. He called the incident a tragedy, emphasizing safety, respect, and sympathy for both parties.
Just getting out of the hospital, I pray that young man is okay. I pray to God that there's no injuries that are life-threatening in any way, shape, or form. I definitely feel Raja probably took it a little too far. I think this could have been handled a little bit better. In my opinion, it wasn't like it was done in front of the audience out there and he was made a fool out of. It was just a couple of the boys in the back, and again, you made up in the back. You guys shook hands, you accepted his apology, and we move on. Don't have it lingering inside where you keep it up and something like this happens. I hope Rampage's son can, finding it in his heart to see maybe his doing in this. Lawsuits, I'm sure, are going to be made and filed. Just everything. It's a bad.
Mike Perry defended Rampage Jackson, saying the situation was complicated since Roger agreed to participate. He noted that while pro wrestling is staged, the pain and danger are real. Raja wasn't a pro wrestler, but made the performance intense. Though Roger's actions, choking Stu unconscious, blurred the line between show and harm.
Final thoughts on this is that when you bring somebody else into our world, you have to make it clear, perfectly clear, that this is a work. Don't take it seriously. And if you can't handle it, then let's not do it. Let's move on, because something like this not ever happened in the world of pro wrestling, whether it's WWE, TNA, AEW, or the independent scene. Nothing like this would take place. We should be able to go out there, make money, protect each other, and then move on from there. But this was definitely a tragedy, and I'm so sorry to see that both of these people are going to be affected by.
Mike Perry added that Rampage agreed any consequences Roger faces should help him grow. Perry acknowledged criticism, but stressed that pro wrestling has always involved extreme stunts. And in his view, Raja's actions fit that chaotic world, even if it went too far.
You can't about it. He f***ed him up because he signed a contract to do that.
The whole Rampage Jackson, Rampage Jackson, Syko Stu situation. What do you think?
Yeah, I've been sending my thoughts to Rampage, about that. And from a professional standpoint, someone who kind of understands a little bit about the WWE type pro wrestling, while it may be a fake thing sometimes, a lot of the pain and brutality and horrific injuries go with that sport hand in hand. So bringing Raja in, who is not a professional wrestler, having him sign papers saying he can go into the ring and do this act, and to make it look violent and as real as possible, and he definitely did that. They continue to play along, tap the guy out while he is unconscious, continued.
Mike Perry said the extra strikes went too far, turning a misunderstanding into a criminal matter, and Raja deserves accountability. He added that Raja mainly needs guidance and questioned why he waited until the wrestling event to respond. making it seem like a stunt for online attention rather than self-defense.
And Rampage has said it too. He's like, whatever discipline needs to be done for his son, hope he comes out better on the other side of it, whatever that might be. Yeah, people are gonna crucify me for saying this, but it's like, that's pro wrestling, dude. Like, those guys do some horrific stuff to each other. Razor blades cutting each other.
Chael Sonnen said he's not surprised Roger Jackson hasn't been arrested. Authorities can't act until Syko Stu confirms it wasn't part of the show. While wrestlers agreed to scripted moves, Raja went off script and tried to genuinely hurt his opponent, crossing into potential criminal behavior.
Shots specifically, because look,
I thought they were spastic. I thought that there was a lot of it was for entertainment, but a lot of it was for Raja trying to prove a point.
Get his licks, bro. Like, I saw that he hit him so many times after. I'm like, now this has gone from a misunderstanding or possibly outlashing to this is a crime of some sort.
He should have a punishment.
I don't really know.
I think he needs guidance.
It's a horrible situation.
But Stu's awake. What's his thoughts on that? Why didn't Raja do anything when the first beer thing happened? That was it was out of the show. That was assault. He should have just done it to him then, and then it would have been self-defense. But in a professional ring, at a professional show, a lower class professional show, he's a professional streamer, and they want views, they want clickbait, and he accomplished the mission of having the most viral thing to be talked about. We're still talking about it. Now that doesn't...
Sonnen added that Syko Stu may delay matters, but police can't act on video alone. Wrestling footage is meant to entertain, not show what's real. The only perspective that matters is Syko Stu's. And so far, he has stayed silent.
Surprised nothing has happened to him? Are you surprised there haven't been any arrests, any charges, anything like that?
No, they can't and they won't make an arrest until Syko Stu says that wasn't planned. Everybody on the card that night said before the match they're going to beat the hell out of their opponent. Everybody on the card that night, winners and losers, hit their opponent. Everyone on the card that night picked their opponent up, threw him to the ground. The difference was they were performing. What was in their heart was different. It appeared that Raja stopped performing and started to try to injure a man. And that is the difference between the show and a crime. But when I say that's what it appears, only Stu gets to stay. The rest of us are marks. Only Syko Stu gets to say that, and he has...
Rampage Jackson said he isn't surprised Roger hasn't been arrested, noting police are likely investigating. While similar incidents have happened in pro wrestling, this one went viral due to live streaming and rapid social media sharing, amplifying the situation.
Feeling he might drag this on, but they're not going to go just arrest him because they have a video of a pro wrestling match, and the audience doesn't get to decide what's real and what's not. The audience job is to be entertained and constantly fooled. So they don't actually get to say how bad this was. Only one person does, and that's Stu. And so far...
Rampage Jackson said Roger jumped into the ring and caught a wrestler off guard. While some of it was part of the performance, he went further than usual. Rampage stressed he isn't excusing the attack. Anyone acting like that should face consequences, but rejected calling Raja an animal, noting anyone can lose control when provoked.